Welcome, welcome, welcome! Today I'm going to be diving deep into the topic of sleep regressions. Are they real? And if not, why does baby sleep go up and down so much? How can you support clients whose babies or children's sleep has gone wonky? Sleep regressions are probably right up there in the top 10 most Googled baby sleep topics, and I'm going to be turning this topic inside out to help you understand this and bring clarity and calm to your clients. I'm also going to be sharing why mainstream thinking on this topic limits our understanding of how to support clients, and share 4 simple but effective strategies that really work. So you definitely want to stay till the end because these are not strategies that are widely understood. If you're excited to hear this, then don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. That way you'll be notified when we release a new video every single week. Welcome to the hub of responsive, attachment-focused sleep solutions. I'm Dr. Lyndsey Hookway, paediatric nurse, IBCLC, responsive sleep and parenting advocate, author and researcher. Through our holistic sleep coaching program, we've supported over 500 sleep consultants worldwide, transforming the lives of thousands of families. Sleep regressions come up all the time for our students. The concept causes families a lot of anxiety as they're often worried about a so-called regression, even if there are no apparent sleep changes to be concerned about. Many parents approach our coaches, people like Phoebe, with this very anxiety. And one of the things that makes me so proud is how Phoebe uses the information she's been taught to confidently and articulately soothe the fears, educate about what's really going on, and make a huge difference to families through instilling confidence and calm. So let's dive into the surprising world of sleep regressions and bust some myths. Before we get started, let me just clarify for anyone who isn't sure, the term sleep regression applies to a situation where an infant or child who was sleeping a certain way starts having more disrupted sleep. They may struggle to fall asleep or wake more frequently. These times are often coupled with a change in behaviour, such as the child becoming more fractious or unsettled. Now, I'm diving straight in with the spoiler. I hate the term sleep regression. I hate it for 3 main reasons. First, in clinical paediatric terms, a regression is a loss of a previously acquired skill. It's a major developmental red flag. If a child who was sitting unsupported suddenly loses the ability to sit, that's an urgent referral to paediatrics. But sleep isn't a learned skill. It's a biologically driven state that nobody needs to be taught to achieve. There are certainly conditions that help facilitate sleep, but that isn't the same thing. So the term regression is inaccurate in that sense. Second, it causes parents huge amounts of anxiety. Many parents have heard about sleep regressions or have read about them or been told about them, but all children have different sleep stories, and you won't hear about all children experiencing sleep changes in the same way. Third, the term tends to get attached to certain specific ages. I'm sure many of you have heard of the 4-month sleep regression, for instance. Many people claim other ages too. The 8-month sleep regression, the 12-month sleep regression, the 15-month sleep regression, 18 months, and so on. The big problem with this idea is that it leads people to expect sleep disruption at these times only. This simplistic thinking pattern often occurs because people only consider some really obvious, predictable, major developmental milestones, which are common at particular ages. For example, it's common for babies to begin to roll from back to front at about 4 months. But development is much more complex than that. There's natural variability, so sleep changes may occur at different times for different children. Development also isn't the only possible reason for sleep disruption. So thinking that sleep challenges are only attached to times of obvious developmental change can cause confusion because it may not be immediately obvious to the family why the sleep pattern has changed or nap or nighttime needs are more intense. But why does sleep appear to go wonky at certain times, often out of the blue then? The answer is that Anytime children are learning, developing, growing or changing, there is potential for them to get a little unsettled. Examples include learning to roll, sit, clap hands, stand, crawl, walk, wave, talk, and so on. In fact, a recent study by Damasi and colleagues found that learning to walk is a major sleep disruptor, both before, during, and after a child learns to walk. That's because the same parts of their brain that are working on walking skills in the daytime are working at night too. They may experience more active sleep, wake up more, and generally achieve less sleep than they did previously. But I already said it's not just development. Layer on top of all those developmental stages, and of course the variability with which children achieve those milestones, with the additional things that crop up in infancy. Illness, teeth, a new toy, a new sibling, parental stress or discord, moving house, starting childcare, lots of visitors in the home, a busy day, you name it. When children get unsettled, they need their parents more. Young children have very limited ability to self-regulate. This is the ability to become calm when they have reached a state of stress. As children get older, they develop more sophisticated ways of self-regulating. For example, problem solving, distraction, asking for help, or even fidgeting. But very young children have very few strategies they can use to become calm. Some little ones can avoid looking at a scary image, for example. Others can suck their thumb or fingers. But we're really talking about very primitive abilities. Because they have such limited ability to self-regulate, this is why they need their adult caregiver to co-regulate them. A calm adult comes in and soothes that little person's dysregulated nervous system back to a state of calm. And remember, calm is essential for sleep. Now, the more dysregulated they are, the more co-regulation they're likely to need. So if there's a lot of change, guess what? That's going to impact sleep because the child will need soothing more often and more intensely. Parents fill the gap between a child's limited ability to self-regulate and the child's need for regulation. Is this beginning to make sense? I've found over many years of teaching sleep coaching that understanding regulation can be one of the biggest game changers when working with families. Now, getting back to why children might be dysregulated. Remember, play is the work of childhood. We might naturally think that babies have a lovely, easy life, lying around, being carried everywhere, playing with their toys, no responsibility, having everything done for them. But play is work. If children have been busy figuring out how their toys work, or how to wave goodbye, or how to crawl, this is a tough day at the office. So when I talk about children being dysregulated, I don't mean deep psychological trauma or significant stress and upheaval at home, although those things are certainly also true for some little ones. I just mean they have more on their mind. This could be learning, playing, growing, changing, or a different environment, for example. When they are more dysregulated, they need more co-regulation. So why do some children seem to experience more profound disruption to their sleep? We all know babies who just wake up one day with a new tooth, don't we? We know children who sail through learning to sit, roll, crawl or walk with very little disruption. Why? Well, these are the children who are naturally calmer. Perhaps they're inherently more adaptable. Maybe they're more resilient. They might be easier to console or just generally easier going. This is a combination of genetics, i.e. nature, and environment, i.e. nurture. Some children are naturally more sensitive from the word go. Some children are neurodivergent and find certain conditions more challenging. Some children are uncomfortable, unwell, or have additional challenges, needs, or health problems. In short, some children, for a variety of reasons, find life trickier than others, even at a baseline. Add in a developmental change or additional stressor, and these little ones will have a harder time. So if you remember nothing else from this video, what I'm trying to say is throw out the idea of regressions or progressions. This limits your thinking, and when you limit your thinking, you limit the solutions that you can bring to a family. And speaking of solutions, let me now share 4 key tips for you that have worked for hundreds of my students and thousands of clients. Number 1, sleep needs change over time. At a time of sleep change or disruption, the first thing to do is review how much sleep they're getting against average sleep needs at this age. Remember to be open-minded about this and consider low and high sleep need children as well as average sleep needs. Does this child actually need to drop a nap? Do they need a power nap to bridge the gap between 3 naps and 2? Do they need their bedtime adjusting? Going back to the drawing board with sleep opportunities, bedtime routines and nap patterns is a great place to start. Number 2, ask the parent what is going on in their little one's world. Don't forget, parents are the world experts on their children. You might have a good overarching knowledge of sleep and how to manage it, but nobody knows this child like their parents. So ask what's happening. Get them to really think about any changes either in their child or in the home, the context, the environment or family unit. This helps aid understanding and give you an idea of how to focus more specific support. Number 3, consider the higher need parent too. It's all very well saying that children need their parents to co-regulate them, but what if the parent themselves isn't regulated? It's very hard to calm someone else down if you're rattled. Think about the stresses in this parent's life. Do they have outlets to blow off steam? Do they prioritise self-care? Is there a good level of co-parenting, or does someone need to step up? Do they need to access support for their mental health? Supporting the parent to become better regulated will ultimately help the child to become better regulated. And finally, number 4 is focus on regulation, not sleep. When parents go into a sleep opportunity obsessed about sleep, this tends to increase their alerting drive and make them more stressed and anxious. Because sleep occurs in the resting state, we can't fall asleep easily if we're stressed. So don't think about sleep if it makes you stressed. Think about getting calm. Empower your clients to focus on this aspect that they can control rather than sleep, which to a large extent is out of their control. If you get a calm baby, provided they're also tired, they will sleep. So, there we have it. Some thoughts about that problematic term sleep regression and what really causes wonky sleep. I hope this video has given you some tools to think about when you work with families. Let me know any thoughts in the comments. And if you're a fan of relatable, practical and sustainable sleep support that is responsive and evidence-based, then you can book a call with a real human on our team to find out more about our holistic sleep coaching program. And if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe before you go. Until next time.